This is wild, guys. This is wild. They have found the car. They have found the car. It gets crazier every day. Hold on 1 second.
Release the vehicle details to the media to help everybody keep an eye out. Be on the lookout, a bolo, if you will. Say, hey, this is the vehicle we're looking for, and get the media and the public at large behind you? Or do you want to conceal that information to not tip off the person that you're looking for, that they actually have that information, that you are in fact located in that vehicle, for fear that they might ditch that vehicle and move on to a different vehicle or a different mode of transportation?
You're 100% concealing that. In a missing person case or an Amber Alert, you want the vehicle description out there so everybody can be looking. But no, you don't want to risk that the person you're looking for knows that you know what vehicle they're driving. This was a major setback for law enforcement. I would even submit that it's possible they could have had these guys in their grasp, but for this mistake.
I think we have heard similar things as well, that had this detail not, but see, here's the thing. We're also learning that this vehicle was found soon thereafter, after their escape from Northwest Alabama. So it was very, very quick going from one place to the other. And you know what? I haven't actually looked up the drive distance. So I'm going to bring up Google Maps here. And we're going to go to, I have the intersection south of Nashville where the vehicle was found, Smithson Road and Banner Adams Road. The drive from Lauderdale County, we'll just say Florence. It's the nearest. We'll just say Florence, Alabama, to this location. It is about a 2-hour drive, 106 miles. So no surprise that the vehicle was found really soon thereafter, after they put out, or after these two, disappeared from the jail. Right. I mean, it's not that far away, one point from the other.
Right. It's not that far away, and they obviously had made plans for another vehicle or another mode of transportation. From all information, this was well planned. Sorry again.
We have, I think we have lost Jennifer again. Jennifer, I know what I'm getting you for Christmas. I'm getting you a tripod. We'll bring Jennifer back in here momentarily, and we can only hope that her phone survived the fall. Back here with you live, folks. Lynn Taylor. Oh my goodness, another excellent question. Hashtag HJB. Does she have a police radio to monitor what's going on? It's a really excellent question, because you're probably not traveling around with a phone, or at least a traceable phone. You're not traveling around with electronics that have anything that can be easily tracked if somehow law enforcement got word that you were in fact carrying that device, whether it was in your name or not. But a police radio, and just to be able to listen to frequencies, battery powered. I know that those batteries can last for a long time on a radio. I used to fool around with radios a little bit as a kid, and those style of radios, they can last a while. And if you've got $90,000, you probably can buy a whole lot of DC, whatever shape battery it would take. So that's an excellent, excellent question. And you have to, and maybe if we get Jennifer back, we can ask her if they would change frequencies, or if they would navigate the situation in Middle Tennessee or elsewhere under the knowledge that she might have her police radio on her. That's an interesting question. We'll give Jennifer a couple of moments to make a comeback.
All right, they found the car ditched in Tennessee, so they're basically on foot unless they had a car stashed somewhere. All right, so we're looking at well, JB, and he got his hair done again. And you know what? Great rack. Great rack, Casey. Great rack.
Yaya saying, yeah, perhaps a scanner or hand radio on board, probably deputy issued. And it's very possible. It's a good point. And then how does that affect your strategy? You're dealing with one of your own, breaking out potentially a dangerous person. That complicates things. Talking about somebody here on the right side of your screen with inner workings of how law enforcement operates, but then also too, not the best when it comes to spray painting a vehicle. Let's see here, folks. Sean, hashtag HJB, the road name where the edge was found. The address that I was given was, one more time, Smithson Road and Banner Adams Road in Williamson County, Tennessee. That is technically near Bethesda, south of Interstate 840, east of I-65. North of Huntsville, northeast of Florence, middle. And when I say middle, it's like middle Tennessee. I see it. All right, monitoring some feeds here, folks. I've also been, I juggle a lot of different stories, including we've got some Petito related news that we're going to be getting to here in a bit. We do have to get going. We've spent a long time on this live stream. How long have we been here? Almost 2 hours. It's a long time on this live stream. And I did receive word earlier today about new paperwork being filed in the Gabby Petito situation. Look for my reporting on that. It's coming your way. I don't know if we'll have a time for another live stream here today, but I will share it out on my WFLAJB Facebook, Twitter, sometimes on Instagram every now and again. But yeah, there is. And I was just given a heads up because I was focusing so much on this story today that also too, that I'll have to get back with everybody on social media regarding developments with new developments in the civil case that is developing between the Laundries and the Petitos and the Gabby Petito story. I've been tweeting out a lot of new information about that. I did get word of some new information earlier today. And then, of course, we're talking about this story for an extended period of time today. Lot going on here. It's a normal Friday in the news business when everything sort of comes out but before the weekend. So, folks, I'm going to get going here, folks. I really appreciate everybody joining us here on WFLA Now. The very latest on the story. Where can you find it? Couple places, actually. WFLA.com, the WFLA app, follow our sister stations as well. WHNT in Huntsville doing some phenomenal work. WKRN doing some great work as well, saying hello to my friends in Tennessee and Alabama. But for the latest on this story right now, you can find it on WFLA.com, the WFLA app. Additional details about live streams, additional details about this story, additional details about Gabby Petito, Brian Laundrie. I'll be posting them to my social media accounts at WFLA Facebook, at WFLA Twitter, and at WFLA on Instagram as well. Big thank you to Jennifer Koffendorfer for joining us. Hopefully her phone is okay. Thinking about her phone, and appreciate everybody who joined us here with hashtag KJB. We'll see you next time on WFLA Now.
All right, it's 2 o'clock. Y'all ready? Uh, I'm sure all of you know by now that the vehicle that we were looking for, the 2007 Ford Edge, has been located in Williamson County, Tennessee. Uh, the Williamson County Sheriff's Office contacted agents with the U.S. Marshals Fugitive Task Force last night between 11 and midnight and told them that the car had been located there. They had gotten a call from a local tow company that I guess realized that they had the car in their impound lot. They received a call. That tow company, or actually Williamson County Sheriff's Office, received a call last Friday afternoon at 1:50 p.m. that the car there was an abandoned car on whatever road. I'm sorry, I can't remember the name of the road. They responded. The car was towed at 2:37 p.m. last Friday. So that means that that's about a 2-hour drive from here. So about 3 hours and 50 minutes after they left Florence, Alabama, they abandoned that vehicle. We're assuming where it was abandoned, and it was abandoned so quickly that they probably had mechanical problems with it.
I love Boss Hogg. I do. I can listen to him all day. This is like my going tonight music, listening to him. So basically, the car has been abandoned for a week. A week. This is crazy. This case gets crazier every minute.
Because it was abandoned pretty much out in the middle of nowhere on the side of a county road where it would obviously draw attention and be found. So we know now where the car is. We know what direction they went. Right now, we're trying to canvass the area for any witnesses. Also trying to research, see if any stolen vehicles were reported in that area during that time. So that's what we're following up on. I have copies of the tow-in report for you. If you'd like to get a copy of that before you leave, we redacted the complainant's information. But we're sort of back to square one as far as the vehicle description right now. As I said, we're working on trying to see.
No offense, Boss Hogg. I don't want the tow-in report. I want to know why it took a damn week to find out that the car had been abandoned, has been sitting in a tow yard waiting for the impound fee to be paid. No, that's what I want to know. This is getting ridiculous. This is crazy. Who wants the tow report? Grady Judd? Yeah, he is a legend. Look at Scott Walton in Rogers County. Man, that dude.
If there are any stolen vehicles in that area, I'm hoping that we'll get a break in that. But we're no longer looking for the Ford Edge. I also have with me our district attorney, Chris Conley, and he has an update for you on the reward information.
Thank you, Sheriff. After talking with the sheriff, I contacted the governor's office this morning and submitted a written request for her to give us the maximum reward possible under state law, which that's $5,000 per person. I submitted a written request, and within 1 hour of getting that request, she has provided me with a proclamation approving that maximum request for the award. And she states that the circumstances surrounding this event indicate that every effort should be made to apprehend and arrest Vicky White and Casey White. So we thank the governor's office for their prompt response and are certainly hopeful that this may encourage or incentivize someone to come forward. So thank you.
Thank you.
Does that extend the total? Does it make it higher?
That makes the total reward for Casey White $15,000. The total reward for Vicky White $10,000. So a total of $25,000 in reward money now. Okay, with that, I'll take a few questions.
Sheriff, are you upset at all about the fact that it took maybe a couple days for this other department to tell you guys that the car was sitting there in an impound lot?
Well, I mean, not really. Obviously, we'd like to know it Friday. They found the car before we knew they were gone. So, you know, I mean, there's no fault or blame on anyone. You know, the tow driver towed it Friday afternoon. I'm sure that he's probably seen.
He said they found it Friday before we even knew they were gone. Oh my goodness. I'm putting the link up right now if anyone wants to come up and chat about this. Middle Tennessee, outside of Murfreesboro, Tennessee, like going through the Nashville area. Yeah, it's that car has been there. He said mechanical failure, and I just don't. It seems like they ditched it. I just don't know. Bridget said towed at 2:40 in the afternoon. Yeah, the tow driver grabbed it. Yeah, So they're around there. They're looking for stolen cars, I guess, but they could have had someone pick them up.
See some of the coverage that you guys have provided us. Saw the description of the car, and then probably a light went off. Said, "Hey, I think I remember towing that car," and went out in the lot and found it.
But I guess I'm concerned because is it like you guys sent out a bulletin? So every agency should be getting a bulletin that you guys are looking for this car. So I guess what I'm trying to figure out, where was the ball dropped in terms of looking at the paperwork where it was missing and that they had one?
I'm not sure I followed that question, but are you saying the deputy that responded to the call?
No, I'm just basically saying you guys put out a bulletin to the entire country that
Yeah.
you're looking for this car.
Yes.
And so I guess what I'm saying is, at what point did they look at the bulletin and notice that they had the same car that you were looking for?
Well, the car was towed on Friday. That bulletin went out, if I'm not mistaken, Tuesday morning. So, there again, that's about a 4-day delay. And
Hang on. The bulletin went out Tuesday morning. They towed the car last Friday. Today is May 6th. They had ditched the car April 29th. This is insane. We're talking about a dangerous criminal and his new boo, Lurch and Bangs, out anywhere now. They already had a 6-hour head start. Now we hear a 4-day head start, and they could be anywhere. You there, Melanie?
Yes, ma'am. How are you?
Oh, I'm watching this love story like it's a Hallmark Christmas movie.
You know what? I'm here for all this this jailhouse romance. I'm here for it.
This is like a Nicholas Sparks novel, but it's we've got guns, murderers, and lonely women.
Yeah, so the manhunt started Friday, and Mr. Singleton said this vehicle was spotted. This Edge was spotted when?
It was towed last Friday. They left it on the side of the road. He said mechanical failures, and they just left it. I think we're going to have to listen to this again and take some notes because she's also going to get charges against her for using an alias to buy the car. Seems to me it was a plan to ditch the car all along. I don't think Boss Hogg went up there and checked the mechanical failure. He's just making an assumption. I'm going to go on a limb and say the plan was to leave it there.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm going to go to the beginning of this right now because he's spitting. He's telling a lot right now.
He sure is.
all right, it's 2:00. Y'all ready? I'm sure all of you know by now that the vehicle that we were looking for, the 2007 Ford Edge, has been located in Williamson County, Tennessee. The Williamson County Sheriff's Office contacted agents with the U.S. Marshals Fugitive Task Force last night between 11 and midnight and told them that the car had been located there. They had gotten a call from a local tow company that I guess realized that they had the car in their impound lot. They received a call. That tow company, or actually Williamson County Sheriff's Office, received a call last Friday afternoon at 1:50 p.m. that there was an abandoned car on whatever road. I'm sorry, I can't remember the name of the road. They responded. The car was towed at 2 11:37 p.m. last Friday. So that means that that's about a 2-hour drive from here. So about 3 hours and 50 minutes after they left Florence, Alabama, they abandoned that vehicle. We're assuming where it was abandoned, and it was abandoned so
He said from where it was abandoned, we're assuming it had mechanical failures. It was towed. It's been in the tow yard for a week. This is insane. I'm to the point where I'm like, you know what? Hey, Casey, you and Vicky, go to Cuba. Make an Amazon wish list and get married in the sun, because this is the most insane shit I've ever heard. What do you think, Melanie? Can anyone hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. This is insane.
It's ridiculous because they're saying that they put out a bulletin, so anyone who towed that vehicle should have known that it was being searched for.
But the bulletin came out on Tuesday. We're going to hear that again. The vehicle was abandoned Friday afternoon. He said it's about 2 hours from Florence, Alabama. They abandoned it there. So either someone picked them up, or, I mean, her and Sasquatch with the big boobs are on foot.
Well, I don't know a whole lot about this case. I'm assuming that she was a prison guard, he was an inmate,
Mm-hmm.
all of that kind of drama stuff. So, you know, I might be going off of too many movies I've watched, but she had help. She didn't get him out of there by herself.
Well, I mean, it's her walking out by herself, and she was a 17-year employee of the year. She wrote a lot of the rules there.
Mm. And she broke a lot of them too, obviously.
She certainly did. You're right, DM. Tow companies don't check bulletins; they just check for dates for money. That's it. That's the truth. But there also, the bulletin didn't come out according to Boss Hogg until Tuesday. So this is getting more and more insane. Melanie, what's up, girlfriend?
I didn't know what happened. I couldn't hear anything all of a sudden.
Signal. Baby boy said they went to Cuba or something. They could literally be anywhere. Anywhere.
You know what? That's close. That's close to me. That is close to me. My mouth dropped when I found out where this car was.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, wow.
Yeah, they got a really good head start on them.
Well, I mean, I was thinking 6 hours is a good head start, but we find out that the getaway car was left, I mean, basically 2 hours from them, from Florence, Alabama to outside of Nashville in Murfreesboro.
Can I ask y'all a question?
Absolutely.
From the timestamp of her leaving the compound with Casey White up until it was reported to jail officials, I mean, is that not alarming to the jail? Like, okay, it took y'all this long to realize where y'all's director and this inmate was.
Well, apparently she had some rank there, so
Huge, big time.
it may have been that, you know, not many people questioned her actions.
Oh, yeah.
No, the morning show, we went through that where they explained that one deputy, you can kind of bend the rules to take like a misdemeanor, a low-level felony. But for him, had to be 2 deputies. And the sheriff explained she has planned this for a long time. He slipped. I'll play it again when he said she could have known him for a long time, even before he was in jail.
Yep. Because they corresponded for 2 years, didn't they?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So why did she develop all these aliases and create different identities, sell her house and all this?
I don't understand why she would throw her career and her life away for a criminal anyway.
No. She did it all for this. Look on the screen.
Yeah.
For that.
You've got to be freaking kidding me.
Oh yeah. He's super hot.
Yep. Man Crush Monday, even though it's not Monday. Yep.
Yep.
This whole case gets more insane every minute.
He needs a boob job. He needs to get them things tightened up a little bit.
What makes a man have big boobs anyway?
I don't know.
I mean, I'm not body shaming anyone. I mean, he's 6'9". He's got ears you can't miss, and he's also got big boobs. How the hell has no one found them?
It's all hormonal.
He doesn't look like he spends a lot of time in the gym, I'll tell you that.
Well, a lot of people are saying from weight loss. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Well, actually, he does look like that too. It could be from that.
Mm-hmm.
It could be a bunch of hanging skin.
He was
his neck looked awful funny too.
He was probably a lot bigger than what he is now at one point.
Yeah.
So why, when I lose weight, do I lose it in my boobs and ass, and it stays in my stomach and legs? We have a problem.
Because you're just a lucky girl, Brooks.
Yeah. What the? They had.
But typically, if it's a weight loss thing, that usually happens when people have surgery for weight loss.
I don't think he had any surgery in jail because he wasn't the profile for a gastric bypass or anything. I do have a serious question. I mean, when I lose weight, why do I lose it in certain areas, but he gained it in one?
That I can't answer. See, I go through a cycle because I work construction and I'm always out. So now that the weather's getting warmer, I'm already down 7 pounds. I'm going to drop weight. When it starts getting cold again, I'll pick some weight back up.
Well, in the summertime, everybody loses weight. There's sunshine out. We're more active. I'm very confused. I'm going to look at this profile again. Yeah, there we go. Wow. And that's she threw everything away for him.
He's not in great shape at all.
Nope, he's pale. He's not been eating right, and there's something hormonal going on there.
He almost looks like he's sick. He really does.
Yeah, I don't think he was allowed out in the prison yard to work out and shoot hoops with the guys, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Considering he is a dangerous criminal.
What did he do?
Oh, Melanie, you want to take that one?
You talking about before all this came about?
Yeah.
Yeah. What landed him in prison?
He was hired in a murder for hire slaying. He was hired to kill this lady named Connie Ridgway. He went into her apartment in Rogersville, and he stabbed her. They said he stabbed, I think she was like in her late 50s, early 60s. They said that he stabbed this woman so many times that the medical examiner lost count.
Oh my goodness.
He was hired to kill this woman because she was getting ready to be a witness on a whole separate case in court, some type of panel. She was getting ready to leak some information and testify against someone that this person wanted her dead. And he carried it out and he stabbed her countless times.
Wow.
And he was already serving time for other crimes. And now there's an investigation that's been opened up from 2008 for the murder of Christy Shelton. He's not a good dude at all.
He is not.
I don't know what he has told Vicky White. Like, what has he told her for her to be swept off her feet and clean out her bank accounts for him?
No.
She's just ignorant. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be blunt like that, but she's just ignorant.
On the earlier show today, I'm like, can we ever get just a diagnosis of dumbass instead of all these medical terms?
It's awful.
No, she fell in love with him. She was enamored by him.
But how? I don't understand it. How can any woman fall in love with a man that did what he did to another woman and be comfortable with that?
And first of all, why are you not scared of this man? Is damn near 7 foot tall, can barely get through a door, barely get in a vehicle. I would not be walking in front of him.
That's crazy. This is crazy.
They said she's depressed, low self-esteem. Everything. But he was in her ear all the time. He's a con man.
So it was one of them things that anybody that showed her attention, she just ate it up.
Not anyone. It seems to just be him because she sold her house, which appraised for almost $300,000. She did a short sale for $90,000 in that ballpark.
Yeah, she had a good life.
She bought the getaway car. She got him out of jail, the whole 9 yards. So let's get back to the sheriff.
Quickly, that they probably had mechanical problems with it. Because it was abandoned pretty much out in the middle of nowhere on the side of a county road where it would obviously draw attention and be found. So we know now where the car is. We know what direction they went. Right now, we're trying to canvass the area for any witnesses. Also trying to research, see if any stolen vehicles were reported in that area during that time. So that's what we're following up on. I have copies of the tow-in report for you. If you'd like to get a copy of that before you leave, we redacted the complainant's information. But we're sort of back to square one as far as the vehicle description right now. As I said, we're working on trying to see if there are any stolen vehicles in that area. I'm hoping that we'll get a break in that. But we're no longer looking for the Ford Edge. I also have with me our district attorney, Chris Conley, and he has an update for you on the reward information.
Thank you, Sheriff. After talking with the sheriff, I contacted the governor's office this morning and submitted a written request for her to give us the maximum reward possible under state law, which that's $5,000 per person. I submitted a written request, and within 1 hour of getting that request, she has provided me with a proclamation approving that maximum request for the award. And she states that the circumstances surrounding this event indicate that every effort should be made to apprehend and arrest Vicky White and Casey White. So we thank the governor's office for their prompt response and are certainly hopeful that this may encourage or incentivize someone to come forward. So thank you.
Thank you.
Does that extend the total? Does it make it higher?
That makes the total reward for Casey White $15,000 the total reward for Vicky White, $10,000. So a total of $25,000 in reward money now. Okay, with that, I'll take a few questions.
Sheriff, are you upset at all about the fact that it took maybe a couple days for this other department to tell you guys that the car was sitting there in an impound lot?
Well, I mean, not really. Obviously, we'd like to know it Friday. They found the car before we even knew they were gone. So, you know, I mean, there's no fault or blame on anyone. You know, the tow driver towed it Friday afternoon. I'm sure that he probably sees some of the coverage that you guys have provided us.
Okay, that's important. They had already found the car before they even knew they were missing. Okay, so around 3:30 Eastern time last Friday is when they realized she had not come back with him. If he said, if you see the tow receipts, they had already found the car. Somebody had to have picked them up, or there is another car they had waiting on them. What do you guys think?
I think somebody picked them up.
It could be his brother that's been missing since 2017. She could have been in contact with him, Stephen White.
Brooks, I've been asking that since day one. I've been saying since that car's been dropped off, okay, they got out of the car, and then where'd they go? Did they hop in a vehicle nearby? Did somebody pick them up? I've been asking that. I have been wondering. It's just so like, okay, you're gonna see this big tall dude get out the car in an orange jumpsuit and didn't see an officer, or did he hurry up and change in the car and then she took the shackles off of him? You know, it could have went so many ways.
So many ways, but she was buying men's clothing a week before.
Oh yeah.
So he was obviously changing in the car and in the patrol car, and probably changed his clothes in there. They got into the orange car. They headed up there, and they abandoned that vehicle, and they've been gone ever since. It's been towed. We know that.
Because at first I thought, well, maybe she got him a men's uniform to change in. Because, you know, 2 officers getting out of a car in broad daylight, no one's going to question that. You would think, oh, they're going to eat lunch. I was thinking about that too.
Yeah.
I don't know if she could find one in his size though. He's that tall.
Yeah, he's a big dude. He's too tall too. Yeah.
But no, I mean, she bought clothes. I mean, she's got to have a lot of supplies, but they had to have someone. They can't carry their weapons, money, and everything. You can't stack $95,000 in cash in your purse.
Yeah.
Plus your weapons, your ammunition. Someone helped them. I'm going back to Stephen White. That's his brother that went off the grid in 2017. If I'm off track, I get it.
Oh, you're not off track at all.
So y'all think they got outside help?
Absolutely.
It's gone on for too long. And they're probably heading into the mountains. She joined all those survivalist groups, and she could have help from them, not even knowing. Not everybody watches the news.
Well, I'm not so sure that she didn't have help from the inside as well.
Well, she is the inside. But as far as like other employees, they were like, no.
Yeah, and he's a hitman too, so you know he knows some people, you know, on the outside. You know, ain't no telling who all he's done work for.
Yeah, I mean, it also actually, if you think about it, it could be the opposite way, because since he swept her off her feet and he's such a dangerous person, you know, he could have threatened her to get him out.
Did y'all hear that they went through his phone call logs at the jail, and he's been making calls out of state?
No, are you serious?
I was looking at different videos today on YouTube related to this story, and I need to find that clip. I looked at it early this morning. They have reviewed his call logs at the jail. They've been going through internet search history and her job and his call logs. He's made 2 outbound calls to another state.
Do you know what state?
They didn't tell what state it was. That's the thing. They didn't say what states. They just said 2 out of state outbound calls. See, that's not being released.
No, New York Post actually had this up around 1 o'clock today that he was making calls outside and they couldn't trace the money that was put on his commissary for making calls. So that's very odd. And as far as her being intimidated, he's in jail. She's not. She has all the power. She put him in shackles. They walked out like they were going to lunch. And she opens the door like, hey, honey, get my purse.
Yeah, right. And he did.
You know those out of bound phone calls had to be to Tennessee. Had to be.
It's getting stranger every moment. So somebody, and we talked on the show this morning and yesterday, could they, plus her with her survivalist, which she's been doing on Facebook, could it be that they've got someone picking them up, going to the Appalachian Trail? There's many people. Eric Rudolph hid there for like 7 years. Look how long the Unabomber hid in Montana. 17 years.
Wow. It's unraveling. Every day is unraveling.
And every day my mind is blown. One, I'm like, girlfriend, why did you fall in love with him?
Right.
You couldn't find any coworker, anyone at the local, anyone around you, anyone, but you found him.
Exactly. Not even another officer, at least.
Yeah.
But you know, some women are hooked on this whole, they're hooked on this dangerous man, bad boy syndrome stuff.
That's retarded.
It's crazy. I mean, yeah. I mean, okay, so dangerous bad boy. All right, that's one thing. I mean, she did delete her Facebook the day before, but there was a lot of people that talked to her in these survivalist groups, and they have the screenshots. Obviously, that doesn't really prove anything, but she was in these groups. I don't know. Personally, he's just not my cup of tea.
It's crazy.
I saw the description of the car, and then probably a light went off. Said, "Hey, I think I remember towing that car," and went out in the lot and found it.
But I guess I'm concerned because is it like you guys sent out a bulletin? So every agency should be getting a bulletin that you guys are looking for this car. So I guess what I'm trying to figure out, where was the ball dropped in terms of looking at the paperwork, where it was missing, and that they had?
I'm not sure I followed that question, but are you saying the deputy that responded to the call?
No, I'm just basically saying you guys put out a bulletin to the entire country that you're looking for this car.
Yes.
And so I guess what I'm saying is, at what point did they look at the bulletin and notice that they had the same car that you were looking for?
Well, the car was towed on Friday. That bulletin went out, if I'm not mistaken, Tuesday morning. So, there again, that's about a 4-day delay. And I'm sure at some point in time, a light went off in this guy's head, and he thought, wait a minute, I mean, they tow a lot of cars,
Okay, so the sheriff says it right there. They had the car for many, many days. A light went off in his head and said, wait a minute, that might be the car. The U.S. Marshals might have had a little something to do with this. Blend Wait, what's about the white supremacist group thing? Someone tell me. I'll show his picture. You can see his tattoos. The one on his back, it's an Aryan Brotherhood tattoo. Mm-hmm. So yeah, Casey's not a good dude. He's not someone you want to introduce to mama and daddy, if you know what I mean. He's a real right piece of shit.
Absolutely not.
Kathy said survivalist, like in the wilderness. Yes, she was researching that. Yes, yes. Our friend Vicky was researching that.
I mean, he looks like he just has no get up and go about him. He looks so demonic.
Can y'all hear me?
We can hear you.
I can.
Oh, I
Okay.
agree. I agree. I agree. Yeah, let's tag Ryan Upchurch in this and see if he can get involved. I really don't want anyone else involved, to be quite honest. Let's just let the U.S. Marshals deal with it, because this is getting crazier every day.
Sheriff, was there anything found in the car? What sort of state was the car in? And has there been any credible sightings in that area of Tennessee?
No credible sightings I'm aware of. The car was, there was nothing in the car. The car was not inventoried by the record company, and the comment is that it didn't appear to be anything in it. It had been, there had been an attempt to spray paint it. And I have some photos if you want to see it. It's a botched up job, but they did attempt to try to paint it a little bit.
What makes you think the car actually broke down? As opposed to them just ditching it, getting
Well,
into the car?
Because of where it was found, a rural road, county road, where there's, there may not a lot of traffic, but somebody obviously would see it sitting on the side of the road and call it in, which is what happened. If I were going to abandon a car that I knew was hot, it would be in a crowded parking lot somewhere where it blend in and not stand out so much.
Have you been able to piece any more of the puzzle pieces together in terms of what Vicky was up to leading up to this? There are reports that she was at the Kohl's buying large men's clothing and also at an adult store in town.
I don't know what she was up to. I think at this point it's obviously, a jailhouse romance or something, but that's all I can.
Okay, he just said, the sheriff said, I don't know what she was up to, but at this point it's obvious it was a jailhouse romance. Anyone have a comment on that? Because I've got a ton.
I've got a comment.
I want to hear it, Melanie.
I know this ain't the first time. We know this ain't the first time that a officer or a nurse has gotten involved with an inmate. But my thing is, this is beyond jailhouse love. This is putting everybody else in damn danger. Come on.
They fell in love. He got in her head. Her mother-in-law spoke to Daily Beast. It was on New York Post this morning that he brainwashed her. And I was like, wow, what a term, brainwashed. I hate words like monster, brainwashed, and like I hate that. So brainwashed. Okay. I go back to dumbass. All right.
Absolutely.
I really do. I think that should actually be, I'm not a doctor, but I think it actually should be a diagnosis. Some people are just fucking dumbasses. So
and there's no cure for it.
There's no cure for dumb. There's no cure for dumb. So, like he said, they fell in love. They fell in love. So what are you going to do, Vicky? They fired you. So you have no pension, and now you have ditched the getaway car and you're on the run with Lurch. What are you doing?
Lurch.
Older now. Well, you know what? Maybe she can go live with one of her future wonderful in-laws.
Ooh, you said it.
you know what? I want to address something. This sheriff, Mr. Singleton, in his fairness, I think he's not used to having light shown on him like this, being in these press conferences. He probably didn't see this coming. This went from small town talk to now a nationwide manhunt. Like you can just tell he's not used to this type of stuff.
And I absolutely adore him. He is like Boss Hog and Dukes of Hazard. And I mean, I listen to every word he says. He tells more than he needs to tell.
Mm-hmm.
He's even said she's going to wind up dead. He said it.
And you can't tell me the people that work there, you can't tell me the inmates, the workers, they did not know nothing about this. They knew about this.
I think they had a pretty good idea.
Somebody.
I think they had a pretty good idea because they found out really quickly that she was giving him more food privileges. All right, we have a lot of people backstage. I'll get to everybody one by one.
Okay, Brooks, I'm going to drop down. I'm going to let someone else come up.
Oh, no, stay up. It's fine. We can all get together. It's fine.
That's the only explanation I really have.
Is there anything on video that you've seen to support that it was a romance?
Not that I've seen. Anyone, I saw a hand over here a while ago. I thought, yeah, yes, sir.
You actually have the car in your possession, law enforcement's possession. What can you glean from that vehicle, if anything?
I don't know. It really doesn't leave us a lot. We just know what direction they were headed. They headed north from here. Now, where they're after Friday afternoon when they abandoned that car, which direction they had from there, we don't know. So on that particular issue, we're sort of back to square one.
I know Mr. Connolly announced earlier that $90,000 roughly was taken out of a series of banks by Vicky White a week prior. What can you say about that?
Yeah, that's my understanding. I were going to abandon a car that I knew was hot, it would be in a crowded parking lot somewhere where it'd blend in and not stand out so much.
Have you been able to piece any more of the puzzle pieces together in terms of what Vicky was up to leading up to this? There are reports that she was at the Kohl's buying large men's clothing and also at an adult store in town.
I don't know what she was up to. I think at this point it's obviously, a jailhouse romance or something, but that's the only explanation I really have.
Is there anything on video that you've seen to support that it was a romance?
Not that I've seen. Anyone, I saw a hand over here a while ago, I thought.
Sure, quick question.
Yeah, yes, sir.
You actually have the car in your possession, law enforcement's possession. What can you glean from that vehicle, if anything, about how you're trying to track down these two?
I don't know. It really doesn't leave us a lot. We just know what direction they were headed. They headed north from here. Now, where they're after Friday afternoon when they abandoned that car, which direction they had them there, we don't know. So on that particular issue, we're sort of back to square one. But
one follow-up to that, I know Mr. Connolly announced earlier that $90,000 roughly was taken out of a series of banks by Vicky White a week prior. What can you say about that?
Yeah, that's my understanding. From a number of banks, and we knew she had cash. We've been working on trying to find that. Find out what she had or whatever. But yes, I mean they had plenty of cash.
Do you think she had more than 90,000 in cash?
Not that we know of. Yes, sir.
Sure. Do you have any information about any connections as far as family members to either Casey?
Now, hang on. He said, not that we know of, but she had just sold her home that appraised for almost $300,000 for in the 90s range. So she had cash on her. By the way, anyone that dropped off backstage, hit the link again and come up. If it expired, I apologize. So he said, not that we know of. Huh. Well, you can't. Are they living on love? What are they doing? This is crazy.
Or Vicky White in Middle Tennessee or in that northern direction of 65.
Not that we know of. That's something we'll be looking into for sure to see if we can find. I don't think so because, you know, we've been sort of looking at that from day one as far as family connection. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Well, they were when they lost their vehicle. Now, you know, there again, did they steal another car? They hitch a ride with somebody or something? You know, we don't know.
You just answered my question. I was gonna say, have you had any indication how they left that remote area?
Yeah.
Let's move on from that.
No, sir, we don't know right now.
Okay, thank you.
Rick, how far off of 65 was the car left?
It looked like, I don't know, I haven't been to the scene. Looking at the map, it looked like maybe 2 or 3 miles east of 65, due east of Spring Hill, Tennessee. So, you know, it's hard to tell for sure. But obviously, they were taking the back roads.
On our last report, we heard that they had potentially had AR-15, a shotgun, and some other weapons. Do you think that they might have taken those weapons with them or still armed?
I think anything they had in the car with them, they obviously took with them because there was nothing in the car. Those are weapons that Vicky White owned personally. We're assuming that they have those weapons with them. We don't know that for a fact, but we're on the side of safety. We're assuming they do have those weapons.
I guess we all assume that you guys are canvassing or someone's canvassing that area right now. Any homes nearby where the car was dropped off? Any structures?
It's a sparsely populated area, but deputy marshals and other agents have been there all morning canvassing, trying to see if there were any witnesses that saw anything that might give us some lead.
Sure. At this point, is there any information to believe that anyone else, law enforcement or other in the community, that were involved with either the escape or assisting them once the escape was successful?
There's no indication I'm aware of that anyone else was involved other than Vicky White and Casey White.
Sheriff, have there been any other credible sightings? I know you were asked about that area in Tennessee. Has there been any other credible sighting of these two?
None credible. You know, the last text we received on our Facebook or our message board was that they were seen on I-5 headed north in Oregon in that orange car. So that was this afternoon or this morning.
You've been in law enforcement for many years. What is your gut telling you about this whole situation?
My gut is telling me that they're obviously on the run, and you know that they're probably right now. You know, I think the fact that they abandoned this car so quick and where they abandoned it, I think it threw them a curve. I don't think they planned for that, and I think they you know were grasping at straws. Now that's been a week ago today that this happened, almost to the hour. Matter of fact, 2:00. That car was towed at 2:37. It was reported at 10 minutes till 2, which is 2:08 right now. So, basically 7 days ago to the minute, they had this problem. And so I think it threw them a curve, but they've obviously had plenty of time to recover from that. So they probably settled back down into some sort of routine.
To follow up on a question earlier about whether or not someone could potentially help them, how else would they?
No, this is the leaf of a black.
Okay. What he just said, I think they just settled into some kind of routine, thinking they already had a spot picked out and they're there. And it's going to be hard to find them. Did you guys pick that up?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to hear that again. Hang on. And by the way, anyone on panel or backstage, if you get muted, it's because of the sound. It's nothing personal. It's just, it messes up the stream. I got to hear that again.
Basically 7 days ago to the minute, they had this problem. And so I think it threw them a curve, but they've obviously had plenty of time to recover from that. So they probably settled back down into some sort of routine.
To follow up on a question earlier about whether or not someone could potentially help them, how else would they have gotten out of this rural, sparse area? Car breaks down, they leave it aside. What would be possible avenues of transportation?
Well, obviously, they could have walked or someone could have picked them up. I mean, that's really about the only two options.
Let's take a vote from what the sheriff said. Did they walk or did someone pick them up? Now remember, she's been studying survivalist, okay? She has
Right.
supplies with her. Also remember his brother went missing on his own in 2017. They went to a specific area for a specific reason. What do you guys think? Let's take a poll. Let's do a poll. Were they picked up or did they walk on foot?
I think they were picked up.
I think they were picked up. Picked up.
With the weapons, the money, all these prepaid cards can be traced in an instant, okay? They have numbers on the back of them. That's easy. So you got the cash, you've got the guns, you've got the food, you've got the clothes, you've got the change of identities. So did someone pick them up or are they on foot?
Well, with that money, they could absolutely pay somebody to pick them up and take them somewhere.
That's a dangerous game. Getting involved with picking somebody up on the run and this dude, that is just dangerous. That is a dangerous game unless they're already a criminal themselves and don't care.
Well, obviously it would be, but you know, she's been in the prison system, so she probably knows plenty of criminals.
You're right.
I guarantee. I guarantee. I guarantee. And as far as her, she knows the game. So as far as her spending 2 years getting prepaid cards, and for one, they're prepaid with no identity, so they expire after a while. You lose that money. Okay? You have like so many months to use them. No, she has got cash on her. She's got cash on her. Someone's got to carry the cash. Sorry about the sneeze. The cash.
Bless you.
They have weapons. They've got to have different identities. And of course, I mean, the things that she's been researching to be a survivalist. Am I off track here?
No, but just because she's researched it and she has never done it, that's going to make it hard. You can't read a book on living off the woods and just go out for a month and survive.
And that's going to be the telling point. Can they survive in the wilderness? I don't know.
We're hoping maybe they walked somewhere and then stole a vehicle. So, as we speak, they're working on researching to see if any vehicles were reported stolen in that area. They might have gotten a ride somewhere because remember at this time there's been no information put out. We wasn't even aware they were missing. So, if somebody saw them walking down the road, they might have just picked them up.
Sheriff, are you still concerned for Vicky safety?
I am. I'll be concerned for her safety until we know she's safe. This guy is, he's volatile. I mean, anything could set him off, and at any time he could just lose it and decide she's a hindrance to him, and harm her. So,
Sheriff, some people we've spoken to have called Vicky smart and calculated. I mean, do you think that she's sort of one step ahead of law enforcement and has all of this planned out?
I think that her knowledge of corrections and her knowledge of the procedures that we use here in the sheriff's office on transport most definitely played to her advantage. I think this was a very well thought out plan, and and her knowledge is sort of put us what's the word I'm looking for? We're sort of at a loss as to but she definitely. I mean, it's a very calculated plan.
Sheriff, during your investigation, have you done any search warrants at either the home that Vicky White used to own or her mother's home? And is that why you have these missing firearms? Is that how you kind of know that information?
I don't know. I would not be surprised if they hadn't done search warrants. I'm not aware that they, for a fact that they did, but I know they followed every lead, so I haven't asked them about that, and they hadn't informed me yet.
Sheriff, what about the fact that Vicky White might be using different aliases to escape?
We know she used aliases, and you know, we're following up on that as well. She used the alias to purchase the car, so you know, we know she has used those aliases.
She used an alias to purchase the car. We talked about that this morning. Steve dropped out again. Steve, the reason I keep muting your mic is because it's because we can't hear the sheriff.
I understand. He's kind of low on my end too, so
I know.
that's no problem.
It's all in high volume. There's nothing I can do. He's not close enough to the mic. So
Well, I keep hitting wrong buttons anyway, and I got to go out and come back in and all this crazy mess. So
that's all right. That's all right. That's all right. We're all friends here. So aliases. So she had set up aliases to do this, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was another piece of information that was inadvertently let out earlier this week. So I'm assuming she's probably ditched those aliases and probably got some new identities now. Yes, sir.
So you've met obviously Vicky White in the past. What direct message would you say to her? The cameras are here now. You make a direct appeal to her. What would you say? Speak directly to Vicky now. She's probably listening to this, or she's going to listen to this. What would you say to her?
What would I say to Vicky right now? The same thing I've been saying, you know. I'm sorry. Yeah. Yeah. I would, you know, at this point in time, I would say to Vicky that, you know, the same thing I've been saying. You know, we're going to find you. Hopefully, we find you safe. If you're safe right now, still safe, get out while you can, and turn yourself in to local authorities wherever you're at. So, yes, ma'am.
Are we aware of any other surveillance videos here in Tennessee that we may have spotted them at all? Did their car or themselves in the store?
All right, video about the car or
No,
themselves.
any additional surveillance video that we haven't talked about that has maybe spotted them either here or in Tennessee? Are we aware of?
I know, and someone asked earlier about the hotel she stayed in Thursday night. We did. I followed up to see if we had video of that. The investigators actually went out and viewed the video. We do not have copies of that video, but we do know that she was spotted on video at the Quality Inn directly behind Logan's. And I know that's been the case in a couple other cases where they viewed the video. We don't actually have copies.
All right, yes. Just want a quick follow-up question regarding the aliases. Do you know if she used those aliases for her communication with Casey White while he was in prison?
I don't know that. I'm not sure. Couple more questions.
Sheriff, the U.S. Marshals put out a mock-up of Vicky wearing a brown wig. Is there any reason as to why you suspect that she may be disguising?
Well, I mean, I think it's probably logical and reasonable to assume she's probably tried to change her appearance for obvious reasons. Do we know for a fact she's done that? No, you know, we don't know for a fact. One more question.
Sheriff, how would you sort of summarize where the investigation stands right now? You've talked about some sort of, you know, new information, some setbacks along the way. How would you categorize where this investigation is right now?
It's behind where we'd like for it to be. We wish we had a lot more progress. You know, it's been a week. You know, I wish we'd had them back in custody within hours, but you know, we just have to work with what we got. We're still depending on leads from the public, tips. So we encourage people, if you see something, regardless how unimportant you might think it is, call, report it, and let us follow up on it. Last question.
Sheriff, follow kind of what she asked, using her aliases to possibly communicate with Casey White or back to possibly visit in the penitentiaries, which was obviously not reported correctly or stated correctly. Does that go back to like video visitation during COVID and things like that?
It does, and phone communication. The thing we've confirmed is phone communication. Yeah, I'm sorry.
I read that.
The last question.
I read that her keys and cuffs and radio have been found. Can you confirm that?
The what now?
That Vicky White's jail keys and her handcuffs and her radio have been
That was all in the car when we found it at the lot. Okay, thank y'all so much. And thank you again for helping us get the word out. Y'all have been tremendous. So thank you. We'll be in touch.
Okay, I just absolutely adore this sheriff. He's just too cute for
What?
words.
No. Go lay down.
You there, Steve? I mean, who would even know what's going to happen right now? This is crazy. This is nuts.
It's opposite day.
Yeah, it's opposite day for sure.
Okay. Just give you an idea. All right. Lurch has ties to Middle Tennessee as far as of his criminal history. He belonged to the white supremacist gang in prison.
Mm-hmm.
And there are you have heavy presence of white supremacists and the KKK in Tennessee. As far as the car being abandoned 2 hours in and being towed as far as for being abandoned, I'm sorry, that was a setup. You tow the car to get it off the streets and out of the sight.
It was on a county. It was on a county road in the middle of nowhere.
That's right.
And so now we're going through this right now. We talked about in the earlier show today. How are they hiding and not being in plain sight? So one theory that was brought up is that she's got him in a wheelchair. He's a very tall man. Crime Time said, some of you asked me about the wheelchair theory. Yes, the district attorney is aware and says a possibility. Vicky has a wheelchair for Casey White and is disguised with the wig. Her mother was in a wheelchair for a while. She could have easily have taken her mother's wheelchair to keep him to look like she's taking care of someone.
Mm-hmm. Well, for the mother to even say as far as that her daughter was brainwashed by him,
that was the mother-in-law.
Okay. Now this was too sophisticated to be just a prison romance. This has all the signs of organized crime.
It's got signs of a woman that for 2 years worked on getting her boyfriend out of jail.
Yep.
That knows the inside.
He knows the outside and she knows the inside.
And what's scarier is she knows both. This was not a split-second decision. This has been worked on for a long time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that means these are two very dangerous people.
I agree, because she's just as dangerous as him at this point.
Well, just to let you know, she has more than 95,000 cash. Okay.
Well, they said on the news. They said on the news this morning that she had liquidated all her assets.
Yeah. She got 95,000 cash for her house, plus all her finances as far as in the various banks throughout the years. She liquidated everything 1 to 2 weeks, starting at least 2 weeks prior.
But what they have said is, I mean, her taking money out has gone back for a long time. Her mother-in-law called her frugal. This was not something just happened the last couple of weeks.
No, it goes back 1 to 2 years.
Was she married?
Yes. She actually was divorced from her husband, but they remained good friends. He passed away in January. According to the mother-in-law, it's from complications from Parkinson's.
Mm. And how old is she?
Let me look at my
56.
notes. I've seen 2 reports. She's 54 or 56, and he's 38.
I've been saying 56. She's 56. He's 39.
And I've heard 38 and 54, so who knows?
And apparently he's getting taller because when this first came out, he was 6'6". Now he's 6'9". I mean, is the man growing?
He's
Yeah,
growing.
he should be.
I've had Parkinson's for at least almost 20 years now. They've come a long way as far as in treating Parkinson's.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
I deal with it. It's just I look at it as a stepping stone in life, as far as it just gives you a different way of it's like a challenge to life. It keeps you from being complicit as far as in life, and challenge you as far as to work around your disability and get the most out of life.
Well, you definitely have my respect. A lot of people just give up.
Yeah, a lot of people do. I mean, throughout my since I was born, I was 100% disabled. And if you talk about having some arrogance, I had arrogance when I went into the military thinking that somebody who is 100% disabled is going to make it in the military. They red tagged me so quick and tried to medically discharge me, and I fought them, and I used everything as far as that I had learned throughout life as far as to get around the disabilities, and I'm now honorably discharged.
Well, I thank you for your service, sir.
I mean, I never saw actual battle unless you want to say going after drug boats. That's a different type of war.
You still serve this country, sir.
Yeah, a lot of people have, and the horrors, no matter what it is, you live with it as far as all your life. But I use my experience to teach others.
That's a amazing thing too.
and every oath that I took in life still stands until the day I die.
Amen, brother.
Well, thank you so much for everything you've done, Lone Wolf, because you are wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you for being a soldier for America. We can't thank you enough. Now, let me ask you something. What do you think is really going to happen? Everyone on panel and everyone in chat, when they're found, and they will be found, the marshals are on it. What do you think is going to happen? How much he's going to jail instantly? Okay, they already called him a I said I'm gonna show it earlier. Look at my notes. Basically, if the marshals find him, I mean, if they can't take him in, they'll just kill him right there.
Yeah.
How long do you think she will really serve?
I think they're both going to end up dead.
I've played this out so many times in my head because I feel like part of me feels like he's not going to want to go back. So the marshals, I'm praying for their safety. He's not going to want to go back. And I feel like once the money's gone, and then part of me feels like once the money's gone, you know, he needs somebody to cook for him. He needs money for cigarettes. He needs money for alcohol. When she's not an asset, if she can't help him anymore, then I can see him really doing something to her.
Okay, let me ask. I agree. I do. Let me ask the chat. Do you think that she will actually turn herself in and get right in her head, or will he kill her when she becomes a liability, or will this all go down in a blaze of glory?
I say all of the above.
Well, she can't turn herself in and go down in a blaze of glory. Something's going to happen here because, I mean, the heat's been on for a long time.
I think it's going to be a blaze of glory just because the way it's played out so far, for her to go to the lengths that she did to get him out, and she's supposedly so in love with him. If she will do what she did to get him out, she'll definitely die with him.
Brooks, I got a question. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
Oh, you're fine. But think about it. A corrections officer would probably rather die than to go to a prison where they have been a corrections officer.
Yep.
But would she go to that same one? Probably not. And obviously,
No.
she didn't think this through. They wouldn't put her in that prison. She'd be in a totally different one because she knows the ins and outs and she can help other people escape.
But the word would be
federal. She'll go to federal prison to a super max federal prison if she is taken alive.
I don't think anybody will let them out of their sight. I don't think, obviously, I mean, he's already in for 75 years and he's got more and more and more charges stacking on him by the day. Earthy Diva said, no, I don't think she can get away from him to turn herself in. I don't think so either. So either he's going to kill her.
You know what other way I could see this going?
What's that?
I can see it going out where he could go ahead and give her up. He could call and really give her up and be done with her.
So do you think that he would call her in and have her turned in?
And, you know, at this point, nothing is none of this is surprising me. I feel like I'm just thinking about all possible scenarios. You know, what if he just says one day like, hey, you know, everybody knows what you're up to, everybody knows what you're doing. Hey, here she is. I can see him doing some low down stuff like that.
I'm still sure he won't go back to prison though.
No, it's gonna be a fight. He's not gonna want to go back.
Right. And his trial for murder was coming up, capital murder was coming up for death row in June. I think there's going to be with the marshals a shootout.
Yeah, it'll be an instant execution. I just pray for the officers that go get him.
And I think all of them are better shots than him.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm with
Apparently
you.
he's pretty good with a knife, but you got to get real close for that.
And a sawed-off shotgun, he's good with those.
Well, I guarantee the marshals are very well equipped.
I'm with y'all. I'm praying for the U.S. Marshals. I mean, this is not gonna be good. I mean, he don't
They,
care nothing about anything or anybody.
they will take him out from a long ways away.
The marshals are nothing to fuck with.
Absolutely not.
They already have their marching orders.
They'll kill him on scene. They don't care about housing him for another 50 years and giving him 2 hots in a cot and putting him in front of judges and getting Prozac and shit and sending him to Bible study. They don't care. They're out to kill him. When the marshals are involved, that's a bad sign, dude. Casey?
Well, apparently she's batshit crazy, so they'll probably kill her too.
Ooh. If she gets in the way, they might.
If she's so foolish to do everything she's done, I wouldn't put it past her to take a bullet for him.
Yeah, I can see that, Steve.
Me too. If she's crazy enough to do all of this stuff for him, she might. I don't know. Court, I agree. U.S. Marshals save us tax dollars. They do. And that is one area of law enforcement that is never really talked about in the true crime community. Everyone's like, oh, what about the FBI? And what about this? No, the U.S. Marshals don't screw around.
No, they're the elite. They are the special forces of law enforcement.
Yes.
And they always get who they're looking for.
They have nothing but time.
And remember, they can go anywhere in the world.
Absolutely.
And they don't have to wait for a judge to sign a warrant or anything like that. They have their own system.
Yep, they have free reign.
Yes, they do.
That's why I don't understand why somebody wants to run to Mexico when a case is taken up with the U.S. Marshals, because the U.S. Marshals can go to Mexico. They can contact Mexican authorities.
Yeah, I don't give a rat's ass if you go to Egypt. They're going to go there and they're going to kill you. You don't want them on your ass.
The U.S. Marshal did fly.
Don't think for a minute that they'll extradite you.
Well, extradite you in a box.
Oh, they're not going to extradite you back to your home state?
In a box.
U.S. Marshals. Yeah, a pine box.
Yep, exactly.
Oh, hell no. I mean, no, they're out for blood. Don't waste their time. They're like, I could be taking time off right now. No, they're out to get their man.
Exactly.
Crazy. This is not good, y'all. This is not good.
They said I could be at the range shooting at targets, but instead I'm gonna be here shooting at you.
Well, as far as within the true crime community and everything, all these human trafficking, child trafficking, and everything. It's because of the U.S. Marshals being involved.
Well, I tell you what, I live in Virginia, and there's a county called Chesterfield, not too far from me, and they did another sting operation. They've done several, but they did another sting operation last week, I think it was, and they got 17 people trying to solicit sex from minors.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Well, if you notice, since June 15th, when Summer Wells disappeared, they were averaging 2 child trafficking busts a month. And they're not stopping.
I had not heard that. That's very interesting information. In
Absolutely,
this
it is.
case, when you have a wanted man who is basically wanted by the law, supposed to stand trial in front of a judge in Alabama, and trust me, Alabama doesn't screw around either. The last phone call you want is the U.S. Marshals.
I can imagine. I can only imagine. Oh my God.
Well, just like the car, okay? The car was towed the same day,
Mm-hmm.
and the tow driver supposedly, once the information about the car got out, was 4 days later. Which law enforcement?
No, that information came out today. Today.
Well, no, I'm talking about the release of the car information was on Tuesday.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah.
Okay, and Brian Etten got the information about the car last night. Okay, so the tow driver notified law enforcement on Tuesday. So law enforcement withheld the information for 2 more days. So that's why I say it's opposite day, because in all reality, they've known that the car was already abandoned. So
But
with
they
the
didn't
marshals,
know. They didn't know until today that the car had been towed. They didn't know. They didn't
they
know
didn't know.
until today. And if Brian Itten didn't know until yesterday what car they were driving, that's crazy, because I have said it for a few days.
Mm-hmm. But the U.S. Marshals weren't releasing that information.
No, they don't release anything. Has anybody ever heard a news conference from the U.S. Marshals?
Absolutely not.
Hell no.
No.
All you hear is U.S. Marshals apprehended so and so and so and so.
If they even tell us that.
Yes.
They even called, I'm going to read it right now, Casey White, a shoot to kill prisoner. So a shoot to kill prisoner is totally different than, well, we got to bring him back.
Exactly.
A shoot to kill prisoner is totally different.
We got to get him to the jail in time. They're getting ready to pass lunch trays.
Yeah, exactly. Granny T said U.S. Marshals are searching the area right now. This is not going to end well, guys, but let's just keep up hope and just keep watching this. Anytime anything comes out, I will be live and we will talk about it, okay?
I just hope all law enforcement is safe.
That's the main concern. So when the sheriff kept saying, I want to make sure that all law enforcement, you know, are careful, are careful. Very careful, because this guy's, he's scary. He's scary.
Yeah, he will kill you. It doesn't matter to him.
And that's what he said. He's armed. He has nothing to lose. So, I mean, that's the reason the U.S. Marshals said he's a shoot to kill prisoner. They don't
That's right.
care about scooping him up and saying, "Here you go. Here, we're gonna make a nice funeral for you, or make sure you see the judge." No, they're not going to. They're going to kill him when they find him. They're going to kill him.
I guarantee they're gonna have one of those guys with one of them nice long guns. They're gonna blow his head off before he gets a shot off.
If she thinks for one freaking second that he loves her, she is really, 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 really gone.
If she's not even already really, really gone.
Yeah, he doesn't love anything. He doesn't love himself. He doesn't love life. He doesn't respect life.
Yeah, he's not capable of loving anybody.
No.
Not even his own mama or child. If he got a child.
I am 100% sure he will die behind this.
Oh, yeah.
Her, I'm not so sure. It's a 50-50 with me on that, whether she'll be so caught up with him that she'll try to shoot it out with him, or if he will kill her. It's a 50-50 with me.
I'm the same way. I mean, she could hang in till the end, but I mean, the sheriff said she knows how it's going to end. She knows how it's going to end. But how it's going to end for both of them is badly.
Oh, yes, definitely. Because like I said earlier, if whatever prison she goes to, word will get out that she was a corrections officer. And she will be public enemy number one. She will be a target. She will have to sleep with one eye open, and there will be no way around it.
This is such a high profile case. She'll probably go into a she'll probably, want to be housed protective custody.
Yeah, well, see, I don't think that's right either. I think the punishment should fit the crime.
Mm-hmm.
Just like pedophiles. Although, at least here in the state of Virginia, they have done away with the special custody for pedophiles. They go in general population now.
Oh, really?
They
Yes,
have been
ma'am.
like that in Oklahoma for a long time, my friend.
Oh, wow.
They get no friendly cable TV and kick back with their feet up and dream about little kids. They go in there with the big boys now.
Yeah, they don't get segregated in Oklahoma. I don't think they ever have. Actually, I mean, I think when they reversed that was like in 1987.
Well, they used to in Virginia. They used to keep them separated in a special pod because they're technically state property and they have to protect them. But they passed a law that they don't do that no more. And I'm so happy about that.
Okay, so what are off topic, because that's how we are here. What do you guys think about that? When you take a sex offender and you put them in general population, do you guys think that's okay or not?
I think it's great.
I think that's fine. Let them go through what they put that little boy or girl through.
Because you know why? Because there's some older guy in there or older woman in there that messed up in their life and haven't seen their kids or grandkids for 20, 25 years, and they don't know what's happened to them. Mm-hmm. So they are going to take care of that.
And they do, and it's brutal, and it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, just like I was telling you the story when we were on live a little while ago, Brooks, about my stepson's cousin that went to prison for messing with his little sister. I
Oh
don't know if you
wow.
remember or not.
I do.
Yeah, well, the word is already out on him because he's just in a little regional jail right now, waiting for actual prison to accept him. And he was in there telling people that the reason he got locked up was because they wanted him to testify against one of his buddies, and he refused to do it, so he got locked up. Well, what he didn't know is one of the people in the jail that he told that to called their wife and said, "Do you know this person?" And she was like, "Yeah, I do." He was like, "Well, it's pretty cool he wouldn't rat on his friend." And she was like, "Excuse me?" And he told her the story that this kid's in there telling, and she told him the real story. And she told him, when you get out, because he's only got like a few months left, she told him straight up, when you get out, if you want to see your daughter, you better let everybody know what the hell he did.
And they will find out quickly. I'm one of those people. I'm like, you know what? Keep the low level offenders in one area and let the animals fight it out.
Well, I'm sorry. I hope I don't break no YouTube rules or nothing like that.
Oh,
But
we break them every day, my friend. We break them every day.
hey, the only cure for a pedophile is a bullet. That's it. And I would honestly volunteer for that job because I have
My
kids.
brother-in-law and actually my cousin, he was head of the OSBI. I live in Oklahoma. They said the same thing. They said,
LPN is a nurse.
If you're attracted to, I'm a woman, I'm attracted to men, only my husband. Okay, you're
Hopefully.
attracted to your wife. You're
Absolutely.
attracted to your wife, and then of course, women. You see women. You look okay. You do.
Yeah, my wife looks at men too. It's all good.
It's fine. It's fine. It's
We're
fine. It's fine.
human.
But he
It's
said.
human nature.
But he said they only look at children, and there's no cure for it.
A bullet.
There's none. They've tried castration, they've tried lye soap, they've tried a million things. There's nothing to do.
I tell you what, and I will be 100% honest. With my first wife, I had 3 daughters. Okay. Now, I've never been that guy that says I'm not going to change a diaper. I've always changed diapers on all of my kids. But on my daughters, if they messed themselves when they were really little and it was all up the front, I told my first wife, I said, you got to clean that because I'm not going to do it just because I was so afraid because of my hard hands. I was afraid to hurt them just cleaning them.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, my father never changed a diaper on me and my sister.
And I just
wouldn't do it, not because we're girls, just because he just wouldn't do it. He felt like it wasn't his place in the home. That's a different story.
Well, that is a different story, but I that was my only issue is like if it's all up in the front and all of that, no, I'm not trying to clean that out. Your mom's gonna have to do that.
Be honest, you didn't want to clean a shitty diaper.
Oh no, I've cleaned plenty of shitty diapers, Brooks. Plenty. But with a little girl, it's a little different.
Yeah,
for me.
I mean, my grandfather, my father, my other grandfather, they were just no, we don't do that.
Well,
Hey,
that was a different time, I'm sure.
A different time. Sometimes should not change, but it is help. It's great having help at 2 a.m. for us ladies.
Oh, absolutely. I've been up with all of my kids, all four of them. I've gotten up in the middle of the night when I had to work the next day. I've made bottles. I've fed them. I've changed diapers. I've done all of that because I feel like that's my job. They don't have one parent; they have two parents.
Absolutely. I got it.
You
Um,
know, and
Stacy said chemical castration can make the crimes worse. I did not say I agreed with it. I just said it goes on in certain states.
but I mean, I just don't understand how anybody, male or female, can look at a child and be aroused by that. I just
Because
don't get it.
they're sick in the head. They're
Well,
sick.
well, a 5.56 out of an AR-15 will fix that.
They are sick in the head. And then I wonder, I mean, how can a woman just about to retire, okay, just about to retire,
Right?
fall in love with a murderer?
Yeah. I guess we know how she wants to live out her glory days.
I think we're going to see it soon. The U.S. Marshals are going to pay them a visit. Hey, Sick Designs, thanks for becoming a new member. I mean, ridiculous behavior. And let me tell you something right now. All these people saying, well, you know what? She's got mental illness and she has had a hard time. I don't give a shit. You know why?
Well,
She let a murderer out on the streets.
well, I'll tell you what, Brooke. Not to be getting too personal, but I live my life every single day with anxiety, depression, PTSD, and all of that. And I conduct myself as a normal member of society.
Mm-hmm.
I go to work every day. I take care of my family. When my yard needs to be cut, I cut it. Now, have I had down times? Yeah. There was a time a few years ago when I spent 3 months in my bedroom because I couldn't go out of the door. Literally, that was the worst time for me because I had to eat and sleep, and luckily we had a bathroom in that bedroom. So, but if I tried to walk out of that bedroom door, all I saw in my mind was horrific things are going to happen.
And, being injured, I understand that. We're talking about people that want to be victim every day.
Oh
And
no,
I do not think for a minute that Vicky White is a member. Yes, Bruce, you can come up. Hang on.
yeah, I do not play that role. I understand my conditions and I deal with them appropriately under a doctor's care, and I live my life the best that I can.
I agree with Deborah. We have all had hard times. That's a stupid excuse. She should have joined a square dance club instead of running off with a murderer. She has
Absolutely.
allowed a murderer on the street. That's exactly what she has done. That's what she has done. That's what she's done. It's called selfishness. Excuse me. Selfishness.
Yeah. Yep.
She wanted to get her groove on with Lurch. Hey, Bruce.
Well, he can't be that good.
What's going on, bro? So I just really had like one thing. Do you guys remember the two fugitives that was out of New York when that what was her name? I think her last name was Mitchell.
Yeah.
When she helped those two guys. Like a lot of times in prison, this stuff happens. These guards are with inmates more than they're actually with their families. And
you're right. The sheriff said that today. We watched it this morning, and he was like, they're with them more than they're at home. So what can be done to keep the women away from the men?
Well, I'm not really sure how they could do that unless they're, women gotta work too. But let's be honest about this, everybody here. It's lonely women. And I'm not trying to put, I hope nothing happens to that lady, but when you break the law, I've been behind, I've been in jail, been locked up, and myself, I've never seen it. Stuff I did see that I don't know why people are amazed is, they say they think these guards and stuff make a lot of money. They really don't, because at least some of the ones, they do extra work, but they'll sell cell phones. They'll do like whatever it is, they'll do extra work. That means a 1-day patrol. But yeah, they fall in love.
They work for peanuts, man. Yeah, they do. They work for peanuts. They get nothing.
True. Yeah, that's right.
My wife was a corrections officer for a while, but she was in an all women's facility.
But that can still happen too with women, because if you're locked up in a prison, even though you're a straight woman, right? Or if you're a straight man, it doesn't matter. It happens.
Yeah, it's human.
Right. They manipulate these people.
They do, and they're con men. And also, when you dip your pen in the company ink, guess what happens? We're watching it right now.
I'm not sure how much trouble she's going to get into.
That's what I'm wondering.
A lot. She's in a lot of trouble. She is in a world of trouble.
She's in a world of trouble.
That Mitchell lady got, I believe it was 8 years.
And she'll be out in 3.
3 years, right? Yeah, yeah. Which is weird.
Joyce Mitchell got out in 2020.
Oh, did she?
Yeah, she got released in February 2020.
And let's see, when was that? Was that? How many years was she in there? Just 3 years?
She was in there close to 5, because the case happened in 2015.
Okay.
So almost close to 5. She did close to 5 years in prison, right at it, almost.
Remember,
she's out. She's out. She's back living at home with her husband.
Oh, she's back with that. That's right. I heard somebody talking about that the other day. Jeez, talk about nuts.
Right. I just couldn't believe that she's another one. It's like, she got on, she did an interview after her incarceration. She did an interview, and she said that she would go to work and she would feel like her husband didn't love her anymore. He wasn't paying her any attention, and she fell into the trap of the men at the job paying her attention.
Lonely women.
Of course they're going to pay her attention. They're locked up. Some of them for a long time. They have not had a woman, felt a woman, seen a woman. It's. I don't get it. I've never been locked up. I've never been in trouble with the law. Well, I say that I've been patted down a few times and questioned, but nothing ever came of. I've never had them bracelets on. I'll tell you that. Lucky for me, because in my younger days I was quite wild.
Do y'all
But
remember the case? Do y'all remember the case with George and Jennifer Hyatt in Tennessee?
Yes, I do.
She was
Yep.
another one. She was a prison nurse, and he was escorted by a guard in a court. Before he pled guilty to robbery, she shot the officer and went off with him. They were missing for a little over 24 hours, and they're both. She's in Tennessee prison for women. He's at Riverbend,
I
and
think
they.
I think I think I saw that on one of the crime shows on one of the crime networks.
Yeah, that was a true story. They got married. She married this fool.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
And
Miss Vixen said, buy a battery operated boyfriend. It's cheaper and safer. Yeah, we don't need someone that's going to track you down by the U.S. Marshals. What to do? All right, I'm going to do a music break real quick, okay?
All right.
Oh.
Lonely women make good lovers.
But not good prison guards.
If you got a woman, you better treat her just as good as you can. Lots of times a lonely girl go out on the town with no thoughts of evil on her mind. And she don't try to plant bad seeds. Lord knows there's something that a woman needs. A friendly smile will do it every time. Lord,
Sorry, Michelle. Yes, I am.
lonely women make good lovers. So if you got a woman, you better treat her just as good as you can. 'Cause lonely women make good lovers.
Hello, Discover.
Hey.
Well, they seem to. They can
But they
sell houses and take a man on the run.
Yeah, well, they make good lovers, but not prison guards.
Did you guys not hear the song? Some people were like,
Oh yeah,
Brooks. Okay, you heard everything. Okay, good.
absolutely.
All
It was
right.
perfect timing.
All right. Well, I'm gonna run off here. And oh, brown eyed girl, you know what? I'm gonna have to do this one. Just give me a second, guys. You know I love music, so just please hang on with me. Wolfcat, did we lose everyone? No, I'm right here. Hang on.
The color don't use the yellow one for you because that is too small for you. And your body.
But the blue one was too big.
That's the one for you, the blue one.
Yeah, but it's too big. It wouldn't work.
The yellow one, you're going to stretch it out, and then the little people can't hear it.
Those are fair.
How you doing?
I'm good. How about you?
Good.
I spent a lifetime looking for you. Single bars and good time lovers, never true. Playing a fool's game, hoping to win. And telling those sweet lies and losing again. I was looking for love in all the wrong places, looking for love in too many faces, searching their eyes, looking for traces of what I'm dreaming of, hoping to find a friend and a lover. I'll bless the day I discover another heart, looking for love. I was alone then, no love in sight.
Till I got in jail.
And I did everything I could to get me through the night.
Till my guard showed up.
Don't know where it started or where it might end.
When I killed that lady.
I turned to a stranger, just like a friend.
Well, then inmates need love too.
In all the wrong places, looking for love in too many faces, searching your eyes, looking for traces of what I'm dreaming of, hoping to find a friend and a lover.
Get it, dude.
That's the day I discover another heart, looking for love. You came a knocking my heart's door. You're everything I've been looking for. No more.
He's been looking for love in all these court cases.
Too many faces, searching your eyes, looking for traces. What I'm dreaming of. Now that I found a friend and a lover, I bless the day I discovered you. Oh, you, looking for love in all the wrong places, looking for love in too many faces, searching for eyes, looking for traces. What I'm dreaming of. Now that I found a friend and a lover, I bless the day I discovered you. Oh, you, looking for love in all the wrong places.
Well, thank you guys so much for being here. It's gonna get crazier every day. Yes, my husband did bring up Eddie Murphy's Looking for Nub. I'm actually
Looking for Nub.
about to play
Looking
it.
for Nub.
I'm just actually about
Looking
to
for
play it.
love.
Do you guys have a few more seconds? We can play that.
Looking for Nub.
Okay. Okay. Blame my husband. Blame my husband. All right. This is not my fault.
It's your fault, husband.
Does it come with handcuffs?
This is Eddie Murphy making fun of Johnny Lee. Actually, he's making fun of buckwheat. So if you're offended, this is not the right channel for you because I'm a huge Eddie Murphy fan. Okay.
We're not offended here, Brooks.
Okay. Is anyone going to be offended?
They can leave.
Not at all.
Okay. I want to hear from everybody. Are you going to be offended hearing Eddie Murphy singing Johnny Lee's version of Looking for Love?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
No.
I love when Eddie Murphy did Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood.
Oh, yes.
He is the most hilarious comedian. I'm sorry, he is. He is hilarious.
Yeah, I like Eddie Murphy.
I agree.
I always have.
Looking for love in all the wrong places. Looking for love.
Did y'all hear where
Hitting the
somebody
road, not all 5G networks are created equal. T-Mobile covers more interstate highway miles with 5G than Verizon. T-Mobile has more 5G bars in more places than anyone. Another reason T-Mobile is the leader in 5G.
It's one hell of a day in my neighborhood. A hell of a day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? I hope I get to move in your neighborhood someday. The problem is when I move in, y'all move away. So come on up with some coke and some smoke. You bring the stands, go drive us in the rope. Will you be mine? Won't you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor? Hello, boys and girls. We're all alone again today. You know why? My wife walked out on me. Isn't that nice? I'm so glad the bitch is gone. I take. Who could that be? Let's
C. This is how you answer a door in my neighborhood. Who is it?
Hey, Robinson, open the door. I heard you in there, heard you singing. Open up, come on, come on.
It's Mr. Landlord. Hello, Mr. Landlord.
What the? Cut the fool, will you? Your rent's 6 months overdue. It's a summons.
Oh, look. An eviction notice brought by Mr. Landlord. Can you say scum bucket? That's our special word for the day, boys and girls. Do you know any scum buckets? I bet you do. You know, I did have the money to pay this rent. And then all of a sudden it mysteriously disappeared. And then my wife showed up with a new dress on. Want to see that dress now, boys and girls? See the footprints on it? I ain't take it off for to do that neither. You know what we gonna do? Visit the president and find out why I'm so poor. Who wants to go to the magical land of make-believe? Would you like that? We'll go visit the president. Who wants to visit the president? We would like to talk with the president. We would like to speak with the president. But where is it?
You know the president always late. He ain't never on time.
Here I am. My neck is hurting, though. How you doing? I'm the president. What's the problem?
Say, Mr. President, how come you cut off my release money and I get evicted from my house? And how come I sound like Geraldine?
Well, I can't do anything to help you with that, my friend.
Mr. President, I have a question. How come you don't sell one of them planes and so I can have school lunch?
I'm sorry, I can't answer that question neither.
But Mr. President, I think I speak for all black people. Mr. President.
We don't have no more time for no more questions. Sorry. Well, I have to go now, boys and girls. So bye-bye. I'm very happy tomorrow to you.
You have to admit, Eddie Murphy is the funniest person on the planet.
After Richard Pryor.
Okay, I'll give it to you. But I mean, okay, there's a lot of funny people. George Carlin, okay. And why are we on this topic now?
I don't know.
It's just how the channel works. Absolutely hilarious.
Did you guys hear that Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle did a show? And Dave Chappelle said he made a joke about the Will Smith thing, and somebody opened fire on him.
No, somebody jumped on stage and attacked him.
I heard somebody shot at him.
No, no one shot at him. They jumped on stage and it's like a misdemeanor and like they don't know what's going on. So I'm like, just everyone just all be nice, but just be like Eddie. Laugh is the best medicine. Again, yeah, Red Fox. Yep.
Oh, amazing. He was nasty, but he was amazing.
Well, what's wrong with people they're just talking, they're having fun, they're making jokes.
But you know who's actually a little funnier than him? I forget her name, but the lady that played Aunt Esther on Sanford and Son.
Mm-hmm.
Have you heard her stand up?
No, but I heard she was hilarious.
That old lady?
Yeah.
Talk about the old lady on Sanford and Son?
Yes. Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
She is hilarious.
Go back and listen to some of them records of Red Fox. That was pretty hilarious.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Bill Cosby.
Oh,
Yeah,
he
some
was
too.
definitely funny. But All right, guys, I'm gonna jump off here because it's almost 7.
Yeah.
I got some storms rolling in. I got to work in the morning, so I'm gonna try to go to sleep to the sound of the thunder.
Good talking to you, Steve.
Well, have a good one,
Appreciate
man.
y'all having me on.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Talk to
Yep, I'm
y'all
gonna
later.
jump off.
love having you guys all on. Thank you guys for being here.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Another
Thank
crazy
you.
day. It's another
Nice to meet
crazy
you guys.
day.
Thank you,
Good to
Brooke.
see you again, bro.
Bye.
Missed you,
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bruce. Thank you, Melanie. Thank you, Steve.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, I kind of left. I was kind of left for a little bit, Brooke, but like, a friend of mine was getting attacked really bad, and then next thing you know, we started getting like bombarded by this freak, and so we started kind of like defending ourselves, and then like people that we knew that like I've known for the last 2 years, like some of them were like, you guys don't give a crap about the case, you're just like wanting to like fight, and I'm going, no, like we didn't even start this, and we were trying to explain. So I finally just said, listen, like I'm just gonna take a break. Like if people are gonna like act like that, then especially after the last couple of years, helping people and stuff, out here with it's hard. True crime's hard to deal with. But
If you're gonna be on YouTube, 2 things you should avoid: politics and true crime, because you're gonna find
yeah,
the worst of the worst.
I've never had any trouble.
But, when people are stealing your videos and stuff, Brooke, without asking you, and we all know that's been on here for a while, that every one of these YouTube's channels, they have, what do you call it? They have their email. And you can email these people and you can ask them, can I use maybe a little, a clip of this? Or can I use some of it? And people aren't doing that. They're taking it. So we're like, hey, you can't be doing this kind of stuff. And next thing you know, we get bombarded by like 500 people, man, from this guy. And so I just ended up just saying, screw it. I just took a break.
Well, I mean, you can copyright it, and you don't even have to do anything, and they'll take care of it on their own other end. I mean, it's pretty simple.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I have
that's what we
used
ended up
a lot
doing.
of things on my channel, a lot of things, and
Yeah,
I
no, we did that.
but we're not like that here.
No, I understand you're not, but there's other ones that are. But it doesn't matter.
Well,
I'm out and about, I'm roaming around. You have a happy Mother's Day weekend, and happy Mother's Day to all the
Let's
moms.
even have like one more video since everyone's on a roll.
Oh, okay.
Beautiful day in the neighborhood. A beautiful day in the neighborhood. Could you be mine? Would you be mine? I was gone for a bit, but it's now I'm all right. My neighbors was all black, but now they white. So the check cashing place turned into a bank. Elevator work and the stairs they don't stink. The white people came and changed everything, but I am still your neighbor. Hi, boys and girls, it's your old pal, Mr. Robinson. So much has changed since we last spent some time together. My neighborhood has gone through so much. It's gone through something called gentrification. Can you say gentrification, boys and girls? It's like a magic trick. White people pay a lot of money, and then poof, all the black people are gone. But where do they go, boys and girls? Back to where they come from, of course. Atlanta. Now it's just me by myself now. Y'all probably wondering how Mr. Robinson can afford to live in this fancy neighborhood. Well, that's the word of the day. Squatters' rights. It's like finders keepers, but for other people's houses. Who could that be? Let's go see, boys and girls.
It's Damien and Nika from 7F.
Damien and Nika are my new neighbors. They paid $1.2 million for an apartment where Mr. Robinson's friend Frankie used to cook crack. Let's see what they want.
Hey, Mr. Robinson, sorry to bother you. We ordered a new 72-inch Samsung TV, and they said it was delivered, but it's not in the lobby. And we were wondering if you knew anything about that?
Don't worry, boys and girls. Mr. Robinson knows just what to say in situations like this. Oh, you think I stole your TV because I'm black?
No. Oh, my, no, of course not.
It always works, boys and girls.
We would never do that. What? No.
Yeah, we're asking everyone. It's not just you.
Yeah, I'm sorry we gave you that impression.
Yeah, and we'll get out of your hair.
Yeah, we are so sorry. If you see the TV, let us know.
Oh, and we'd love for you to come to our holiday party.
Don't nobody want to come to your damn holiday party. Can you believe the nerve of them boys and girls? There's a special word for that. Racist. They weren't being good neighbors at all. Excuse me, boys and girls, it's more visitors. Damien, I ain't take your damn TV, and you can't prove nothing.
I'm not Damien, sir. My name is Patrick.
I don't know no damn Patrick.
I know that, but I did a DNA test, and it says you're my father. I just want to meet you.
Oh, boys and girls, see, there's a new company called 23andMe. And because of them, 23 people now say their father is me. Be right there. That's my cue, boys and girls. I got to go tell the police there's a strange black man banging on my door. But until we meet again, tomorrow, I'll come back home tomorrow when my kids not here. Goodbye, boys and girls.
Treasure Eddie Murphy. I do. So in closing, a reminder to everyone over the weekend, okay? I understand that we went way off track like we normally do, but that's how we do it around here, right? We're friends, okay? So a reminder, if there's something going on this weekend, don't do what Vicky White did. And here we go. Don't be this person. Just please don't.
Lonely women make good lovers. Lord mercy, good looking, smooth talking man. Lonely women make good lovers. If you got a woman, you better treat her just as good as you can. Lots of times a lonely girl go out on the town with no thoughts of evil on her mind. She don't try to plant bad seeds. Lord knows there's something every woman needs. A friendly smile will do it every time. Lonely women make good lovers. Lord have mercy, good looking, smooth talking man. Lonely women make good lovers. So if you've got a woman, you better treat her just as good as you can. What's a woman's tasty love? She can't do without it. She'll search for something warm when she gets cold. And if her lips are wet with wine, when it comes to loving time, she'll trade her pride for something wonderful. Lonely women make good lovers, all at the mercy, good-looking, smooth-talking man. Lonely women make good lovers. If you've got a woman, you better treat her just as good as you